Hello, everybody, and welcome here to the Sports Talk Network channel, and welcome specifically here to tonight's episode of Steve's Wrestling Ramble, where we'll be talking, of course, as we do each and every week, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live, some WWE news, not too much news, to be quite honest, as there was last week with coming off the heels of SummerSlam and such like that. Rumors and news going on that week. But this week, kind of mellowing down, this being kind of a little time in the year for WWE, meaning, you're coming right after SummerSlam, just like coming up after WrestleMania, all time, and, just how the product is. And with the NFL season coming up, starting next week, actually, I have my, the fourth game of the preseason for my Green Bay Packers on mute, obviously, but, so the NFL season is coming upon us. So with football, Monday Night Football, and otherwise, going up against WWE, and of course, Sunday Night Football during pay-per-views. Now, I know that doesn't mean too much when we get to, excuse me, well, by the time we get to Royal Rumble, they're in the playoffs. But point is, usually these pay-per-views moving forward, going up against Sunday Night Football games, not too much of an issue, but still, NFL is king. NFL is the number one sport for a reason. But either way, let's just dive right into it, talk about Monday Night Raw, and let's first welcome our guest here, Clackman.
What's up, man?
Nice to be here.
Yeah. I could have sworn soccer or football was the number one sport in the world, but you say it's American football. Is that right?
Oh, I guess that's how I see it as an American. I guess I've seen it that way. I mean, soccer and football. It's something that I do follow myself, being from my Hispanic roots, but I do still say, especially here in America, Estados Unidos, it's number one here. So,
are you sure? Like NBA is like on its heels, at least, right? NBA is on its heels.
Yeah, I would say NBA is on its heels, and MLB is just surviving, just being there.
Right.
I mean, the MLB is American. I would say, the NFL is king with the four major sports in America. NBA is on its heels, and MLB being, though, over NFL as a pastime in its history, but third on the rung of sports concurrently at this time.
Okay. All right. Okay. As long as it's like near the top, that's okay. All right.
Well, how do you see it?
Yeah, I see a lot of NBA stuff everywhere. I see LeBron James everywhere. I see people talking about football, the bowl, football and like Major League Chicago Bulls, Miami Heat, that kind of stuff, the rivalries between them. And like I just hear a lot of NBA talk like all around the place. Just like from my perspective, it's not like concrete, because I don't really go looking for who's number one in the world. I mean, like you can see UFC is a popular sport as well, but compared to the other ones, like it's okay. Who's number one? Who's number two? In the end, it doesn't matter, because it's all about what we enjoy and what our pastime is. So it's okay either way. Like you like WWE, you like WCW, you like NWA, you like Impact, you like ROH. There, good for you. There, you like what you like there. We shouldn't force what's number one, number two down your throat. There, we all have different tastes in the world. We all have different tastes, and that's the way it is. I was speaking with someone about a fighting game recently. He plays Street Fighter V. It's a new Street Fighter V game, and I love Third Strike, the game from the 90s. And then like he says he doesn't play the game because it's old. And then I'm like, why are you playing Marvel? That was like 5 years ago. How come you're not playing the new stuff? And he says, and then he like, I like what I like, okay? Like just say that then. Don't say because you don't like something because it's old, because we all know old shit still rules now and shit. Come on, man, fuck out of here. But yeah, like not everybody's gonna be into baseball and hockey and fencing and freaking croquet and everything. Not everyone's gonna like everything.
Right.
So those are we like what we like there. Someone who likes NFL is not going to like the NBA because the rules are different there. They can see like the contact sports like being different. Like hockey players aren't going to like football, even though in a way they're similar in a way, because it's a contact sport there, going from goal to goal, passing things around. It's similar in essence, but like it's one's for you, one's not for you. So we shouldn't really be shoving it on someone's door like, oh, my team's the best, your team sucks. I mean, like that's petty. That's petty. WWE would do that.
No, no, yeah, I did. Yeah, I've said it's not what I do here on this channel. I know that's not what you do over there, but it's just like, yeah, from our perspective, where we see or even ranking or non-ranking of sports. I also enjoy watching golf and NASCAR. So
Yeah, yeah.
so I dip my toes in those other sports. I mean, recreationally, I golf and I bowl. I love bowling. I was in leagues when I was a kid, so I dip my toes in a lot of sports that I have passions for. But I guess for viewing, would be NFL in a sense, sports entertainment, WWE. But yeah, for me individual, that being my way I like. Just like for music, I can listen to any type. I can listen to jazz, country,
True,
hip
true.
hop, and '90s pop. So I can bounce around everywhere. And I tell people that sometimes, and they're like, well, how can you like some heavy metal songs but also like '90s boy bands? I'm like, I just do. You know?
Catchy, catchy. Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Catchy,
So
catchy.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, they think it's so vast and different. Like, how can you like one with the other? But it's just,
Come on,
individual. So,
like,
like you
like
were,
like if someone likes Tupac, Biggie, and freaking like AC/DC, Metallica, and freaking Creed, and like Backstreet Boys or whatever. I mean, like they're different genres, but they're still good music. They're still good music. I mean, like Paula Abdul back in the day, like like Run, and then Madonna Vogue, like back in the '80s, Madonna Vogue and Michael Jackson were like the kings and queens of like the pop industry. And then like there were different feels to the music, but they were both good music. And Prince back in the day, both good music. Tupac, Biggie, both good, strong beats. Snoop Dogg, good freaking music. Good music is good music. And like Usher, Britney Spears, back in the day, Slim Shady, Eminem, if you will, good music, good hard music. I mean, like why do I gotta be like, oh, you can't like one? It's like saying like, it's like saying I can only I can't like white girls because I'm black. I can't like Asian girls because I'm black. There, no, I like what I like. What I like. Go yourself. How about that?
yeah. How about that? That's why this whole thing, something that I've learned from doing this podcast, and I've been doing it since 2010. I need to get a sticker since 2010 for the channel, but I have done it since 2010, and I've been getting confidence with people that I've interacted, now yourself as well, and trying to grow it even stronger, my confidence, because I am a shy introvert at heart.
Oh,
But anyways, point is that I've also slowly grew a backbone of saying, F off to people that say that, because there's a lot of people that hate Nickelback, but I'm not shy to say that they're one of my favorites. So that one specifically, out of all the other things that I'm fans of or like, that one is the most that I get backlash for, because
yeah,
I don't
but
know, popular and cool and not like them.
but never say you like Teen Titans Go more than the original, or you will get flanked forever. Never say that. Never say that. You can never let go, even though it's played 24 hours a day.
I know, right?
Jesus
But
Christ. Nothing else on the network.
oh, jeez. Yeah, don't get me about animated. I mean, I just finished watching, and I actually had on my Snapchat too a couple of scenes from the 25th anniversary show episode on Nickelodeon for the Power Rangers.
Oh
And
my God, you what are you doing? Watching my YouTubes? 'Cause I was watching that like crazy today, man. Damn.
oh no, sir, I wasn't. I mean, I get my emails. I'm part of your notification squad, but I did not. I did not actually see them because I was doing it last night. Because I was seeing it was on Nickelodeon, and then I had some Snapchat videos of me reacting to the Tommy versus Tommy fight, and then the beginning of the Big Boss battle and everything. And I'm like, and I was just saying to myself when I saw the Mighty Morphin. I'm sorry for wrestling fans, but we're just talking about this now. But when I saw the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger look, Tommy versus Tommy, when I saw the White Ranger, Green Ranger, Dragon Zord, those Rangers or him in those forms,
Are you
I'm like,
pop?
okay, that's my shit because that's my childhood, that's my era. I mean, I've seen the other iterations,
That's cool. Yeah,
but
that's cool. Yeah.
but just like talk about movies, right? Sometimes you can't beat the original, and there's been so many other Power Rangers, but the original will always be king to me individually, right? My opinion is that
I,
Mighty
I, I
Morphin is
was
king.
I was watching the clips or whatever on YouTube about the 25th anniversary one,
Mhm.
and there's one like I do appreciate in Ninja Steel the way they had this Bulk and Skull kind of character, and they had the Bulk and Skull music from back in the day. I appreciate that one, but like they're goofballs, but they're trying to copy the past. Like that's cool, but why are you doing the exact same thing as before? It's kind of odd. But then, like, you think like the original one's better, and everyone says the original one's better. Mighty Morphin, the first 3 seasons are best. But like, I'm looking at the acting of the characters, the acting of the actors acting, and I'm like, they're not putting effort into it. As a person who's seen a lot of movies, a lot of TV shows out there, I know they're not putting effort into it. Either they're not putting effort into it, or the director's really bad at their job. Because like, I watch Gotham, and I watch Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, etc., Black Lightning, etc., and it's good acting. I can feel that they're you can feel when someone's trying. You're like, what you can tell as a human being, you can tell when someone's trying. Like when you watch Raw, when you see Dolph Ziggler or Drew McIntyre do a promo, sometimes you can see that they're just phoning it in. They don't really feel what they're saying. Roman Reigns, same thing. The passion's not there when they're saying it. And then, oh, were you there? You frozen? Okay, you okay? So like, yeah, okay. So like, when I'm watching the Rangers talk, I'm like, it feels too robotic. It doesn't feel natural what they're saying at all. And I watch in the Japanese and Korean movies, and I feel what they're saying. But like, the acting, it's just not there. It's not strong. You put all the effects in there to cover it up, but it's like the acting's not there. The Legacy Rangers, they were fine, but the new ones is like, did they get the guys from like the C group or something like that? Because they were just their delivery just isn't good with anything, with any lines that they said. But the fight with Tommy versus himself per se, very nostalgic, very cool. And as a real Power Rangers fan, or Super Sentai fan, if you will, watching that one, of course, that series is based on Ninja, if you will, in Japan, and basically none of that footage was used. None of it was used. None of the original footage was used. That was all American new footage. So I was like, okay, they're doing the Zord battle was Japanese footage, but that was all new. And the Japanese version is 100% different than the American version of Power Rangers. 100% different, and it's not for the good, or it's definitely not for the good that it's different. They changed too many things, sound effects, music cues, voiceovers. They got rid of them all, and it was so catchy over there in Japan, but they just neutered over here the same way they did to Jungle Fury. What was the one before this one? What was the one before this one? Power Rangers Jungle Force, something like that. Was that?
Yeah, Jungle Force, I think it was called. Yeah, yes.
Yeah, Jungle Fury, Jungle Force, something like that. And I was like, man, they no dancing anymore, no salsa, no samba. They just neutered it. So yeah, it was a good nostalgia fight there, but they could have split it into like a 2-part series. That would have been like a really good refresher. They had 10 Legacy Rangers in there, and they could have split it out into like a 2-part, like an hour-long special. But I guess they needed time for SpongeBob. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, you see SpongeBob for an hour and a half afterwards. You think SpongeBob would be able to give Power Rangers an extra 30 minutes, but SpongeBob told the Power Rangers that you can go, yourself.
Hold my beer. Hold my beer. Yeah, I get the ratings, bitch. Come on. It's all about me here, all right?
You're on Nickelodeon. This is our kingdom, sort of thing. But
this is my underworld. So yeah.
SpongeBob is the king of kings for Nickelodeon, but
I did like I did like the episode, but like it said that they only do it like one time, like a generation. They're not going to do this again for like another 5 years for the 30th anniversary, whatever. So yeah, in Japan it's much different. They do team ups a little bit more often over there, like once a year, something like that. But yeah. So let's talk about some Raw, some SmackDown, man. What you got over there?
Yeah, let's talk WWE. I mean, this is a WWE podcast. The one last thing I will say about Power Rangers: when you get to the 30th, don't forget to call Amy Jo Johnson. That's all I'm going to say there. But moving right.
I like it.
I mean, she was one of my first crushes, along with Tori Wilson, Britney Spears, and Mandy Moore. So,
good taste, man.
But anyways, there we go. I guess that'll tell me a little bit. Or I mean, I know we weren't talking wrestling, but for those that were watching and actually watched through that, thank you. But second off, you learned a little bit more about me and my taste in TV shows, movies, Power Rangers, and other random stuff. But let's now go into WWE Monday Night Raw, because A, that's what we do, and B, Monday Night Raw was actually a good show. And I would actually say that this week again, Monday Night Raw did do it better, I guess you could say. Again, all opinionated, but did do it better in my opinion than SmackDown Live. And I'm the one that's been saying SmackDown Live is the A show. So Monday Night Raw actually doing things kind of right now, and especially with how they handled the opening segment of Monday Night Raw this past week on the 27th, here August 2018. Braun Strowman agreeing to cash in his Money in the Bank contract at WWE Hell in a Cell, and interaction there with Universal Champion Roman Reigns. And there we go. And we have Baron Corbin out there acting general manager, and I was looking forward to seeing how that will continue because I am a big fan of the Lone Wolf. And I do keep saying that he will get that push, if not during this run of acting general manager or after when he goes back to just wrestling. Moving forward, I mean, maybe he'll win a briefcase again, and this time actually succeed in cashing in. Gosh darn it! But we're not talking about Baron Corbin. We're talking about Braun Strowman and him agreeing to cash in his Money in the Bank at Hell in a Cell. So, what are your thoughts on the opening segment and the match that we will have at Hell in a Cell? In the Hell in a Cell structure, Strowman versus Roman.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure it's going to be in Hell in a Cell?
Bro,
because the way they speak, I can't tell what's in a Hell in a Cell or at Hell in a Cell. I can't tell what's what. At or in. I don't know. Because
right now it seems like they're saying it's at, but I'm pretty sure that at some point it's going to be said it's in Hell in a Cell.
It's so confusing. I mean, like, their feud does not need a Hell in a Cell match. It doesn't need one. But because they fought so many times there, yeah, you can make an argument for that. But I don't know. Is it at? Is it in? I don't freaking know anymore. Like, if it's because Roman Reigns just had a steel cage match at the Greatest Royal Rumble. We all know how that turned out. Braun Strowman had a steel cage match against the Big Show, and once again the cage broke for that one. So what's the point of having these guys in the cage? So the Shield can't get in there. So Drew and Dolph can't get in easily, even though we all know that they could. What's the point of having that thing in a steel cage? Now, you said Raw was good. You said SmackDown sucked or whatever, or not as good as Raw.
I just said Raw. I think this week Raw did it better.
Yeah, hashtag did it better. And then, like, okay, now let's compare the stupidest parts of SmackDown compared to the stupidest parts of Raw. Now, in my personal opinion, the stupidest part of SmackDown was, once again, the Iconics having a match against Naomi in another 2-second or whatever match with the exact same finish that they had last week that led to absolutely nothing. No story elements. The Iconics, just ran down Naomi and they beat her in a squash match, pretty much like interference bullshit. And then it was over. Nothing afterwards. It didn't mean a damn thing. Probably next week is going to be a handicap match. Who knows? Who cares? The stupidest part of Raw, I can take my pick, but I will say Braun Strowman saying he's going to do the honorable thing and tell Roman when he's going to cash in, and he cashed in that night and saying, I'm going to do it later on in September. All right, good. Then why did you turn heel at the end of the night if you were going to be a bad guy? Why were you good in the beginning of the show and then a heel at the end when you should have kept the briefcase and then cashed in after beating up the entire Shield? Huh?
Yeah, that would. Yeah, especially right there with the help of Ziggler and McIntyre, it'd been a perfect opportunity. They have the Shield laid out. That certainly would have been a smart move. But by that time, he already handed the briefcase to acting general manager Baron Corbin.
So you're saying does Braun regret something? Braun regrets like handing it in because he just realized, oh shoot, I'm going to team with Drew and Dolph at the end of the night. So like I should have kept it in there. I should have kept it and then cashed in right then and there. Or was he stupid and said like, oh shoot, my bad?
You think that maybe he reluctantly, or like you were saying, being bad or feeling stupid that he didn't keep it, especially in the end of the night when he's aligning himself with Ziggler and McIntyre and has turned heel. We were talking about, what's the Shield going to be last week, face or heel, and they finally are going to turn Roman Reigns, but not truly turning him heel, having him with the Shield and them being tweeners. But now they're the face team, and we have this new team, whatever it want to be called, with Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre. So now that he turned heel, you would think you would serve him even more to keep his lunchbox, his Money in the Bank briefcase, and cash that son of a gun in either right then and there or one of the weeks leading up to Hell in a Cell, and then you can have the rematch, or have the match or rematch or whatever with Roman Reigns against Braun Strowman defending his title, and that could be the WWE reason why it would be inside Hell in a Cell at Hell in a Cell. So, and by the way, one other thing is which is interesting and to some dumb, but with some of these matches that are going to be Hell in a Cell, I'm getting to the point already, and we're barely into the build here with a couple weeks left, is why don't we just then have all the matches in Hell in a Cell? Like,
there we go, lockdown.
We're going to have Jeff Hardy,
for the first time ever,
Keith Orton in Hell in a Cell with that storyline, which has been all right, but still.
For the first time ever, no other,
which is not in Hell in a Cell right now, so I don't know.
For the first time ever, no other organization has ever done an all-cell pay-per-view. No other company has done this, just like no other company has an all-female pay-per-view. WWE is the first one ever to do that thing ever. No one has ever done that before. It's about as original as a championship match ending a pay-per-view. No one's ever done that before. Congratulations, WWE. That would be absolutely great there. But realistically, you're right. They should do that one because a lot of these matches deserve to be in Hell in a Cell because Becky versus Charlotte, that's a blood feud. Miz versus Bryan, that's a blood feud. Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman, that's a blood feud. Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton, that's a blood feud. All those matches feel like they should be in the Hell in a Cell. Maybe even like Miz Bryan with their wives in a cage. That'd be good first. An intergender Hell in a Cell match. That'd be interesting, but like the work around like man hitting a woman kind of stuff, they could work around that one.
They already had that with Brie smacking the Miz, so
the other way around is the issue.
Oh, I know. Obviously, you always get the women getting the guy. Unless you're Roman Reigns, you can spear Stephanie McMahon. But
it did happen, but it was like an accident, so it was okay. Yeah, okay.
Right. So. Yeah. So a woman can literally almost kill a guy, but a guy can't barely even.
Yeah. She can kick a guy in the nuts,
tackle or anything. A woman.
I think you can't even shove him. I think it's like that. You can't even do that. If it's like accidental in nature, you can get away with that.
Shoulder bump them.
They did
finger poke of doom.
Finger poke of doom. I'll allow it. I think they'll be okay with that one. They did something this week on Impact that was very close to like you're gonna be taken off the air for that one. Very close to that one. Super close. I'll explain a little bit later on what happened, but in this segment there, this person's wife got fed up with something and slapped this six foot motherfucker right in the face super hard. And then he cocked his hand back about to hit her, and she was like, no. Let's point on it. No. I'm like, he brushed him super hard because he fucking deserved that. If you saw that joint as to why it happened, like he deserved that slap. He was about to cock his hand back. I'm like, whoa. And the guy who did the cocking back, he had an incident with a domestic abuse a while ago, so that was kind of interesting there. But they're gonna talk about that on the air. But like he had an incident with that one, so yeah. So that I was like, whoa!
That makes it all the more interesting to the Impact fans that knowing that layer of it, like you said, along with what's going on the show with those stars and wrestlers.
It was quite a sight to see because the girl who slapped him is the smallest female in wrestling right now. She has to weigh like 90 pounds most. She's super small. She's like super thin, she's super small, and she's slapping a 6'5", 300-pound giant in the face super hard. The dichotomy there, it's like if he breathes on her wrong, she's falling down. It's so like weird. It's like a boosh in the face, and she went up to him like the alpha female, like you're my bitch, you big motherfucker, pop in the face. And I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. Because essentially the big guy was beating up her husband and ganging up on her husband, and she came out there to protect him. And the commentators were like, get out of there now. Because they were ganging up on that guy. They were using chairs on chairs. They put a collar around his neck with the chair, banged the chair against the steel post. She came out trying to save him, and then like slapped that guy so hard because that guy who was beating up was supposed to be his friend, and he turned heel for the first time in the company. He turned heel, and no one's gonna copy a WWE's thing because it was just taped like a month ago, not a copy.
Right.
It's happening at the same time.
Anyway, here in the chat, Civil War 15 saying it's getting a little better in regard to Raw, or maybe even SmackDown. He's saying it's getting a little better. I still love the Raw brand better. I feel that Monday Night Raw has the better superstars.
Yeah, I'll tell Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Cesaro, Sheamus that. I'll tell the New Day that. I'll tell the Usos that. Yeah. I'll tell them. I'll tell them you said that.
He also saying it's a Hell in a Cell because Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton is having a fight inside Hell in a Cell as well. So I think he's talking about with Roman Reigns and Strowman. We were going back and forth there earlier about is it in Hell in a Cell or just at Hell in a Cell?
Is it at or in?
No, he's saying, in his opinion, it's at Hell in a Cell because Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton already have a fight that's going to be inside Hell in a Cell.
We heard Jeff say clearly in Hell in a Cell, so that's there. And right, the graphic said in Hell in a Cell, so that's clear. But the whole Roman Strowman thing, I mean, like they love Roman to death as much as they love Charlotte. So like they may give him the Hell in a Cell thing. I don't know, but at or in, I don't know. Does it matter either way? How many Superman punches we're gonna see before the end of the night? That's the most important thing.
Like I said, in the end, might as well just have them all in Hell in a Cell matches inside the cell.
Just do it all.
Start to finish, even pre-show gets it. Whatever matches are on the pre-show, they also get to be in the cell.
Yeah, Titus Worldwide versus AOP in the cage. Let's freaking go. Let's go.
I don't care if there's only 2 people in the arena when they actually start the first match, the pre-show. We're having it. Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, there we go. Get those butts and seats. Oh, by the way, speaking of butts and seats, Evolution tickets go on sale soon. Or if they have they done so already?
No, they're. I did see the tweet. I didn't retweet it, but I did see the tweet on WWE's Twitter handle at WWE, obviously. But that it'll be going on sale soon. I don't know exactly, but I know it's probably maybe next week. Either way, it's coming up soon. I'm sure it'll sell out, hopefully.
Let's speaking of prediction. Speaking of that one, let's do an on-the-spot prediction. Do you think that Evolution will sell half the seats, 80% of the seats, 90%, or will it sell out? 50, 80, 90, or sell out?
Well, kind sir, I'll go first, and I will say that it will sell out. Come hell or high water, it'll sell out. Whether they have to give comp pit tickets or otherwise,
you cheap bastard.
But either way, they are selling out this first ever women's pay-per-view event. They are not going to plan, and they're not going to have this first ever women's only pay-per-view event. This whole almost end game of this women's evolution, along with main eventing WrestleMania. Okay, that might be the number one, but still, this pay-per-view event, this one coming up in late October, they're not going to have it if they didn't think and truly believe, even without doing shady stuff like extra comp tickets, but just in general, actually selling out, that they won't. And I think they will. So I do think it will sell out, and then from there we'll see how good this show is actually. Yeah. So which
I'm thinking like
for yourself.
I'm thinking like NXT. It'll be like 2 sections that are black, that are tarped off, something like 80% filled, 80%. Because like I think like people in general, like they're casual people, but like I think most of them want to go to see good matches, and seeing Alexa Bliss versus Trish Stratus, that's not going to be a good match. It's not going to be a good match because they're not like Trish can go, I guess, but we haven't seen her in a while. Who knows what she can do? And Alexa Bliss hasn't any good matches in forever. So I don't know what the selling point is in that one. Charlotte versus who? Like Nikki Bella versus I don't know. Like what are they gonna do? Like what's the good match that people want to see? mean, these women's matches aren't really told well. It's like you'll never hear anytime soon that this is awesome shit for any female match. So why are you going if you know you're not gonna have a good time? Well, to hear the crowd when Trish comes out, why are you going?
Right. I mean, I know some will go, like if I was able to, let's just say, go for the nostalgia purpose, seeing the female stars of the past going up against the stars of the present and future, like Trish Stratus versus Little Miss Bliss and Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Also, we might have Nikki Bella going one-on-one with the Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey. That is rumored.
That's not a bad match. I want to see that. I want to see that match because Nikki's not like Alexa Bliss. She's a tough girl. She's a tough fighter, and I want to see that kind of dichotomy. That's a good one. That's actually pretty good.
And yeah, so I am looking forward to Evolution. Hopefully, it does do well. But with anything WWE, with anything overall in general, with the world today, people will crap on it. Whether well, obviously everybody has a right to, but sometimes especially in the WWE fandom, in the WWE universe. Some people dislike things just to dislike things, unlike yourself, unlike Kyron, that actually have legitimate reasons and share those reasons in your YouTube videos or just on social media. Some people just do it to hear themselves speak, like that one person that wrote in that thought Kyron was doing that. But there are some that actually do, and that's unfortunate. That kind of gives a black eye to the WWE fandom and wrestling fandom in general. Again, whether you enjoy WWE or New Japan's number one on your list of companies that you watch. Either way, those fans, I do say, again, in respect of his opinion, sometimes give a black eye to the fandom and give us that reputation that is negatively perceived, which is why sometimes when I was younger, hit a little bit that I was a wrestling fan. At one point, it was just me and my best friend that knew because we both were wrestling fans. And then it slowly grew and, found out other guys liked it and had more hangouts while watching Raw and SmackDown in its infancy stages of the first years, being the Rock show, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. But I'm hoping, I'm believing, I believe that Evolution is going to be good. At the very least, it's going to be good, if not great, depending on the other matches that are on the card. Now, we also found out that they have already announced other matches for this super show that's going to be in Australia. So that's going to be on the other side of October, the beginning side of October, with the ending side being the Women's Evolution. So what a great way to start off the holiday season, or at least I call it the holiday season. Like for me, as the cool, kind of weird guy that I am, for me personally, I have the holiday season start October 1st to January 1st because I'd like to include Halloween part of the holidays. So I know it's not actually part of the holidays, but for me individually, that's how I do it. So the holiday season starting off with WWE, with having the Super Show in Melbourne, and then having Evolution, which will not be a mystery because it'll be a good show. I think it'll be great, and I'm certainly looking forward to seeing how good it can be.
Okay.
And yeah, I really do hope it does sell out. And if I had the dinero, I definitely would be there myself to watch the show live and in living color of Evolution. There.
How much would you?
I say that, and then I forget where exactly they're having the show. But
how much would you pay for a ticket? Like, what's the most you would pay to go see all female pay-per-view done by the WWE?
Just for the ticket?
Yeah, what's it worth?
I mean, I have to fly because I'm in Wisconsin, but ticket itself.
Yeah, the ticket itself, yeah.
I mean, as selfishly as I am, like if I had just enough capital, I would want to be front row, so 120, 200.
Oh, you paid 120 for that? All right, it's not bad. Okay. Yeah, I would not pay more than 100 for that. Their matches just don't entertain me unless they put like some NXT girls on there, which they probably will. Yeah, like I won't be having a good match. I think my favorite match at Takeover was not Gargano versus Ciampa. It was Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler.
Yes, that was
good. Very unique submission holds, which is rare in wrestling. A lot of dire situations. Great ending sequence. And the other matches like had repeat spots that we've seen done before, but that one had unique spots in there, and it was more dire situation for Kairi Sane than anything else. So yeah, that was my favorite match of the show. So like NXT girls can do it well, but when they get to the main roster, something changes within them. If you don't know what I mean, ask Bailey and Sasha. Something changes.
And from what I'm hearing for Revolution, all the titles or all the champions are going to be on the show. Now, I thought they said that all the championships will be on the line. So if that was the case, then if we're going to have this Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey, then the title's going to be on the line. But it doesn't need to be on the line. It shouldn't be on the line, sort of thing. That's just, old versus new. So maybe they meant that all the champions are going to be on the show. Doesn't mean all the championships are going to be defended. Most maybe, but maybe not all.
How did she come in a title shot? How did she get a title shot out of nowhere like Charlotte Flair? What's that about?
Exactly. So that's what I mean. That's why I was a little bit confused if that's actually the way WWE's going with that one. And they were promoting Evolution with all the championships being on the line. Maybe they just meant all the champions will be in matches. Some may have title matches, some will not. Like in that specific case, I guess. Either way, I'm looking forward to seeing all the champions. The NXT UK Women's Champion, near the ground, or at least through the tapings last weekend. And then also you have the NXT Champion, Raw, SmackDown Women's Champions, and such like that. You have the finals of the Mae Young Classic too. So that's certainly going to be oodles of fun. I know some already know who that is because of the tapings and spoilers, but I do try my best to stay away from those, just as much as I do for TV shows I like. So either way, certainly going to be awesome and cool and entertaining, and I'm looking forward. I might even do a live watch party for Evolution on the channel. So I'm that interested. I mean, I'm the one on my channel here for the last like 3 or 4 months. The blind reactions I do for the pay-per-views are usually either both or one of them women's title matches. In the past, it was because of the cash-in opportunity thing for Carmella. Will she cash in this month or the each month? And then it happened on a SmackDown Live, not even on a pay-per-view. But point is, that's the reason at the beginning. But even after that, even after the cashing and winning, it's still I had women's matches as those that I blind reacted to during pay-per-view events. I usually pick at least 2. I don't go too far because if I'm gonna live react to more than 2, I could just do a watch party. But anyways, so usually one of the 2, or if not both, are women's title matches. So an all women's pay-per-view, other women title matches, I might as well just watch the whole thing on the channel and have a group of not just my boys, but other people, if they're females that are interested too, to be the Google Hangout and just have a hangout, like if we were all in the same gosh darn room and watching the show and enjoying it or not. Again, opinion of people. You don't have to enjoy the show just because you're on YouTube watching it with me. You can have your own thoughts, your own feelings, but just enjoy at least the company with others. In that sense, like I am as a positive being as I be, and either way, I am looking forward to it. I probably will. Don't quote me to that for those that are watching live or archive, but I am certainly highly thinking and considering doing a live watch party of awesomeness here on this channel for Evolution in October. I think it's October 28th is the event. And then Halloween comes up a day later, so that's going to be awesome for 2 reasons. Because as a kid, I love Halloween, and as a grown-ass man, I like Halloween because I enjoy seeing the little kids in their costumes and what costumes they have this year, or what's the cool thing to wear, or whatever for the kids, for the young kids in costumes. Plus, my nephew is born on Halloween, so he's turning 1 this year on Halloween, so his birthday is on a holiday, so that's awesome as well. So I guess I'm learning a little bit more about me. There you go. But as pertains for wrestling, as pertains for Evolution, looking forward to it. Going to be awesome. I pay $120 for a ticket. I wish I would be able to be live, but I will at least live watch party it probably on this channel, the Sports on Network channel. So if you that are watching there, yes, you, hello. If you're watching, subscribe to the channel, like the video, ring the bell so you know when videos go live and all the other jazz. So you know when that watch party goes live, because I might start a little bit earlier if people want to chat, or some people that I have part of my group for the watch party want to give predictions because they weren't part of the prediction show that Thursday leading up to it, blah blah blah. So I might start early, I might start later, whatever. However, ring the bell so you know whenever I go live, because people get emails for that, as I get emails for, I swear I ring the bells of 100 YouTubers, vloggers, wrestling, and other ones. So you're welcome to do the same oblige me the same effect here, Sports Talk Network. So I would think, Raw, SmackDown shows. I'm really intrigued and interested with this whole acting general manager Baron Corbin thing. He's doing great in this role already, just 1 week in. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes moving forward. One thing I am interested to see how it moves forward, as I've been for weeks, is the Sasha Banks and Bailey stuff. Sasha Banks defeating Dana Brooke 1-on-1 there. You had Sasha and Bailey wearing each, I was going to say each other's t-shirts and stuff like that. So that was just all cute, I guess, there. But certainly going to be interesting. Will there actually be women's tag team championships? I don't know. But what say you, Clackman, in this whole situation with Sasha Banks and Bailey? How long do you think they're going to sit on this until they finally truly have someone turn a feud leading up to whatever pay-per-view that would be for them to have a one-on-one contest?
Soon. Break up soon. I'm tired of this happy-go-lucky stuff. I'm tired of them wearing some stuff. Nobody cheers, nobody pops. And turn up the damn speaker because I can hear myself. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either. I don't know what's that going on, because I didn't hear it over here. But no, I get that. But anyways, one last thing to talk about with Monday Night Raw is Dean Ambrose. Not only coming back with the new look, looking jacked, this and that, looking heelish, but even when he's speaking, wrestling now, shirtless, I guess, and stuff like that, like those little things as well. The way he talks now, the way he wrestles, even how he wrestles. Again, just one match, but still something that I noticed. Do you think this whole heel turn thing, now that they brought back the Shield for now, is going to happen sooner rather than later? Like, do you think this heel turn is going to be happening before even Survivor Series? Like, how long do you think this Dean Ambrose staying face is going to last?
Until, they're redoing the whole Shield thing that they did from last year. They're redoing that, the whole insanity thing. They're redoing it again, and this time, Dean will likely go heel around maybe Survivor Series. Sounds like a good point. Survivor Series, because they don't want to keep attention off the Evolution pay-per-view, so they don't want to do a heel turn or someone that popular so close to their pay-per-view. So after Evolution is the earliest they'll turn Dean, if anything.
All right. Yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting, because I'm certainly going to look forward to whenever this heel turn does actually happen. So I would probably say either right or after Survivor Series is when it does happen. Leading into a feud with him and probably Seth. I don't see them having him and Roman Reigns having another feud with the title on the line like they did in the past. But this time with Roman Reigns being the Universal Champion, heading into the end of the year, heading into the January of the Royal Rumble. So I think it probably would be more so with him battling Seth Rollins moving forward, and then I guess going from there. What else? Not too much. That would be probably it for me, at least for Monday Night Raw side. SmackDown Live side, things moving forward with Daniel Bryan, Brie Bella against The Miz and Maurice. You actually had Andrade Cien Almas and the lovely Zelina Vega. They're attempting and having one-on-one match there with Almas and Bryan. So I'm looking forward again to Hell in a Cell, and specifically that mixed tag match, whether it actually is inside or just at Hell in a Cell. Either way, it's going to be pretty good, and I probably see Bryan and Brie getting the win. What are your thoughts on this feud and how things are now moving forward with the mixed tag match?
I love the feud. I love the feud between them because it's a real feud per se that lasted all these years. I like that they added the wives in there to give the feud some new life. So that was really good. The hatred between them is very palpable. You can really feel it in the air when they talk about each other's, successes and not successes in the business, the real world, the NXT stuff there. You can really feel it. And that thing they did on SmackDown this week was absolutely freaking sadistic. I loved it. Like Miz Miz forcing Brian to look at his wife getting like DDT'd into the mat. That was really good. Maurice pulling out her old finishing move to DDT to her. That was really good. So like and then skull crushing finale on him. So like it's really personal stuff now. Like now Brian has to get a comeuppance. Let's see what happens this week on SmackDown. The feud's been handled very, very good so far. Just don't screw it up there. They're doing good so far. I think SmackDown has a good mind for this one. So I'm looking forward to like more and more stuff that happens week to week with these guys there. And I think these guys can keep it going until like Survivor Series, maybe until Royal Rumble. They can cap it off there. They have a lot of fuel going there, and then maybe Miz can win the championship at Royal Rumble, and then maybe he can fight AJ at WrestleMania. Who knows? It could be really really interesting. But this whole Miz Daniel Bryan thing is just one of the reasons that people enjoy SmackDown.
Oh, definitely one of the main reasons, along with the feud between Samoa Joe and AJ Styles, and how it's gotten so personal. And Joe,
Wendy,
Joe is going to be at the AJ Styles' house, I guess, for barbecue and whatnot, hanging out. So that's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to next week for that and other things, of course. But so I think SmackDown definitely has some good feuds, and one of the biggest talking points in the last couple of weeks on Twitter and social media everywhere, of course, YouTube, is Becky Lynch and quote unquote heel turn. Most people, from what I'm hearing, other YouTubers saying Becky Lynch should stay face. What's WWE doing? I'm on the side of let her be heel. I know you guys, Kyron, as guys and others, you love Becky Lynch. That's why you want her to be face. Get her, get her moment, whether at Hell in a Cell or at Evolution. Either way, to get her moment and do it as a face. But I think Becky already in this role, if they are going to stick with her being a heel, to be a dang good heel, and she's already shown it here in just simple 2 weeks, and just the stuff that she's simply been doing. So I think Becky Lynch, being a heel, staying heel, whatever, I think is best for this feud, and have Charlotte be the face, Becky be the heel, and still be a heel that's being cheered, right? Just like you have faces being booed and otherwise, whether for whatever reason, for each individual fan and why they do so. It's just, I think for Becky Lynch in this situation, I think it's best to let it flow the way it goes, even though, yes, we are, and other smarts of the business understand where it's going, doesn't mean that we can't enjoy, again, each your own. But for me, I'm going to try my best to enjoy the ride that we get taken on, whether Becky Lynch wins the title or not. I think the story is just better told with Becky Lynch as the heel and Charlotte Flair being the face in this feud. And I think the payoff, if Becky wins the title, is going to be even 10 more grand better for all of you out there that are Becky Lynch fans, that love her, that want her to have her moment, this and that. You can still love her. You can still be a big fan of her even as a heel, because obviously heels, all wrestlers have a fan base, whether small or large. So there's heels like Kevin Owens, like Samoa Joe, like those heels, like Alexa Bliss. Not everybody's a fan of hers, but she does have a fan base. I'm one of them, of course. So, heels have a fan base. It's not new. So Becky Lynch being a heel and still having her fan base from when she was a face, which is most of her main roster career. And I think that's another thing that starts to trouble in this conversation of Becky Lynch heel or face, and in what's better and this and that. I think for some that are saying that Becky Lynch should stay a face and not be a heel, I think it's just overthinking it. I think it's just trying to outsmart. And I think for even a smaller minority of the WWE universe is just trying to be cool and be against WWE and what they're doing. Again, it's small, but it's there, as it always is for anything, for any feud, for any WWE superstar in that matter as well. So yeah, that's my take on it, my opinion. And my opinion being Becky Lynch should stay a face. She can be great as a face. Fans at the live shows or at the shows, whatever, do what you want. You paid the ticket to be there. But I'm saying, for my end of it, give it a chance, let it breathe, let the story play out, because I can bet you $1 that when we get to the payoff, if Becky Lynch does win the title at Hell in a Cell or at Evolution, which would be even grander if it happened at Evolution. Now, I know I was talking about and rambling my gums about Carmella keeping the title and either Charlotte or Becky winning it at Evolution, having their moment there. Well, in the scenario that it actually did play out and is actually happening, and having Becky Lynch versus the champion Charlotte Flair, I think for Becky fans out there, and if Becky wins the championship at Evolution, then your girl Becky Lynch being the new SmackDown Live Women's Champion and finally having that second reign, I think it would mean a little bit more happening at the first ever Women's Evolution pay-per-view event. Just as much as people have been saying to me and coming to me and saying, with Becky Lynch being the inaugural SmackDown Live Women's Champion, you can't ever take that away. True. Well, if she wins the championship at Evolution, the first ever all-women's pay-per-view event, that stuff can't be taken away from her ever again either, and that being her second reign. So her first reign is when she becomes the inaugural. Her second reign happens when it's an all-women's pay-per-view event. What's not best for business about that? Again, your opinion's your opinion, whether you think she should be a face or a heel, but I think it would be even a grander payout for Becky Lynch lovers and fan base if she stays a heel and wins that championship at Evolution.
Hold up. A couple seconds. Someone asked Marty Scurll at the StarCast convention today if CM Punk is the best in the world. He couldn't respond, so the crowd started chanting Colt Cabana back at him.
No.
Oh my God. Yeah, this All-In thing is going to be crazy this weekend, man. The crowd I just saw is it's going to be lit, man. It's going to be good. Ooh.
That's
Becky Lynch. The whole Becky Lynch and face heel thing. That's very interesting. I didn't know they were there at the StarCast convention. The beautiful people are there. Angelina Love and Velvet Sky. They're there. Yeah, looking good. They're looking good together. I haven't seen them in a while.
They always look good together.
Yeah, man. Like best entrance in wrestling. Best entrance in wrestling. You don't know what I mean? You gotta go to YouTube there. But
one of the best. I do say the Bella Twins entrance is actually pretty good.
Nikki Bella, especially, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, you can look, but you can't touch. Indeed. Yeah, Becky's heel turn is it shouldn't have been done in the first place. She shouldn't be a heel. She shouldn't be a face there. She should just be like a pissed off person who was scorned by her best friend and leave it there. Don't bring the fans to this. You don't need to bring the fans to this one. Remember, like back when Braun Strowman was making fun of the fans one week, and then next week he didn't mention them at all. Do that. Yeah. Do that. Just be your badass self there. Concentrate on Charlotte, and don't talk about the fans. It's just that simple. Don't spit in the fans' face, because we all know that the fans actually like you. WWE, don't be stubborn like with a certain Samoan you have on Raw. Just listen to the fucking crowd and go with the flow.
You want to talk about odds of things? The odds of WWE, the odds of WWE having Roman be a heel are the same odds as CM Punk arriving at All In this Saturday. So those odds are equal because they both are null. So certainly, All In's going to be kind of cool. I know one of my friends just shared on Twitter that he's purchased All In, going to be watching it. So he's all in for it. The card looks great. Show looks like it's going to be great. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of great surprises as well. But either way, it's certainly going to be entertaining, and certainly that I will purchase and watch as well in support of Cody Rhodes and what they're doing there with the show and all that stuff. Just in general, as as a grander thing, I guess, for myself. But certainly it's going to be a great show. It's going to be awesome and sold out, I'm sure, and such like that there at the arena. But what are you most looking forward to with All In?
Pentagon Jr. versus Kenny Omega. They fought each other before in PWG, but they were different people back then. I want to see their new incarnations, their current incarnations, with Kenny Omega being the elite version or the best bout machine, and the crazy psychopath Pentagon Jr., who puts spikes in people's heads and loves pile dropping people through everything. Yeah, I want to see that match. Will Kenny Omega be able to avoid all the weapons and all the danger that Pentagon Jr. is going to be throwing at him? Let's find out Saturday. Saturday. It's going to be pretty good. That's definitely the match I want to see. I know what Cody Rhodes does, and I know what Nick Aldis does as the NWA champion. I'm not looking forward to that at all. Story match wise, it's going to be interesting, but I wonder if Bernard the Bear is going to be there in the over the budget battle royal, and he'll likely win it. And whoever wins that will be the big surprise to fight against Jay Lethal for the championship later on that evening. And it's either going to be Punk, which is the lowest of likely, Neville, which will probably be Pac, known as Pac, or it'll be Flip Gordon, one of those three.
Yeah, and knowing them, you never know. It probably could be Neville or Pac or whatever they're going to there. That probably would be the least likely. I would put in those three, at least from those three that you speak of. Gordon or Neville or CM Punk. I think Neville, just to cash in on this whole his contract's up to WWE. It'd be a big surprise, be a big reveal, kind of craziness, buzzworthy thing, and cool thing as well, but buzzworthy. Still business. And so to have that, I think that would be at least for me, out of those three, the one that I would go, not just being there, but to win that, and then then going up against Jay Lethal. I think that whether he wins the championship or not, probably not, but I would just say that having him there and then winning the Battle Royal and then face Jay Lethal in a title match later on the show, as much as garner interest if CM Punk arrived, I think Neville would more so in a different reason, a different way, would be its own grand show, grand surprise, as well. But I mean, the whole card looks great, good, and awesome. Though I am looking forward to Cody Rhodes seeing that match. That would be actually the first match I ever see of Cody Rhodes, obviously live in living color, not just on YouTube, but his first match I ever seen live outside of WWE. I've never seen a match of his live outside WWE, live on television, beyond all the WWE matches. So this is going to be interesting. So that's why I think that's the one that I'm most looking forward to because of that factor in it personally. If we were recently spending on junior match, I agree there too. But I think for myself, the number one I'm looking forward to is Cody Rhodes and his match, which is going to be awesome as well. But again, the reason for me is because I haven't seen him wrestle on Indies, at least again live. I just think, and I've only seen him in clips on YouTube of matches that he has. So I'm looking forward to that aspect of it. But I'm sure the whole show is going to be grand. More positivity than negativity, just like NXT shows, right? NXT TakeOver is always better than the main show, right? So it seems like that's going to be the way that the reaction of reviews and otherwise for the All-In when it's all said and done and dust is settled. But hope you all that do watch it enjoy it. I know I will, and it's certainly going to be interesting to see how it's all booked and played out there when it happens there on September 1st, this coming Saturday, just 2 days away for that event. Back to WWE though, not too much really else to.
By the way, the week after, Impact Wrestling is going to be having Impact versus the UK, and they don't know. There's going to be some good stuff for the very first time ever. Sick in the Head, the draw of Impact Wrestling, Stephanie Callahan, who put on the show the night at Summerversary. He's going to be fighting against a guy even sicker than him, Jimmy Havoc, on that show. And we're also going to be having another match I'm looking forward to, Crazy Demented Undead Bride Su Yung versus Lana Austin. And if you don't know who Lana Austin is, all you need to do is have her turn around and you'll know exactly who she is. You think Alexa's booty is like amazing? Wait until you see that. It defies physics.
Well, I know people that were talking about JoJo or Maria Kanellis' booty,
No, no. Look at Lana Austin. It's ridiculous. It looks like two moons back there.
Ember Moon, 2 moons.
No, not even close. Nice try, Ember. Just look at that one. You'll know exactly what I mean. The camera guy goes in at the best angles when she gets in the ring. The best angles. When she goes through those ropes there, the camera guy's right there. It's
Wow.
the best booties probably in wrestling, like of all time. Probably Lana Austin's number one. Not that I've seen that. Brooke Tessmacher from TNA. That's number two.
I know who that is.
And wrestling wise, Bailey. Number three. Bailey. You haven't seen her in a thong. I have.
Yeah, I just Google searched here.
Yeah, Lana Austin.
Definitely.
Well, what's up? What do you see, buddy?
No, I see what you see, and I see that I see that I like it, but I still would say, again, for preference and what I'm into, like I'm not sure I'm saying of like for current, with the superstars, I am into blondes and skinnier, like I did like Summer Rae, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Carmella. Those are my top four, and such. Sasha Banks, she's cute, but not on their level, at least attractiveness. But Lana Austin, at least.
Ridiculous! Like she has an attack with her ass. By the way, she has an attack with her. It's quite something to see. It's quite an attack.
It's quite a visual, isn't it?
Yeah, it's yeah. Let me put it this way: the guys don't mind taking that bump. I'll put it that way.
I won.
Oh my god! The first time I saw her was in a battle, like a Royal Rumble type thing, where people come out there every like 90 seconds or so, and she came out there. I'm like, who is this? And then she came out there. She was beating guys up and everything. And then this guy was on the ground. And then she was gonna do her move. She hiked up her thong, and the guy was like, he was on his ass, and like her ass was coming at him. He's like, bring it, bring it, bring it. I'm like, I don't blame you, buddy. And before he could do it, the two guys kicked her in the face before he could get to him and blue balled him. He was like, oh man. Oh man, outside the bubble, so good, man.
Oh man, wow. But I do say number one still for me, Alexa Bliss, all around goddess of WWE, right? So, definitely working well. Even to the point where I was even surprised that she got the enhancements. Like I didn't even think she needed them. She looked great the way she was in that sense. And in that area. I don't know. I'm just trying to dial it a little bit back. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think she needs an answer press. I think her rack was at a good size, and especially for a guy like me. Like I don't need the ass and tits to be too big. Like maybe B cup breast, mid-size booty sort of thing. If I was like developing the perfect woman kind of thing, that's what I have. Though that's not what I should be doing, but whatever. Yeah. So Alexa Bliss, which she was great. Now that she's not bad, it's just I didn't think that she needed it. She was awesome. But either way, before I keep talking in circles, I'll move on here. But yeah, anyways, so for WWE news or for WWE stuff, SmackDown, good show was Raw. I think did it better. If I was a grade, Raw, probably give it 8 out of 10. Raw, or SmackDown Live 7 out of 10 for those shows. And moving forward, looking forward to seeing how all things are. Baron Corbin is acting general manager on the Raw side. SmackDown side, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Those are my number ones on each brand of what I'm looking forward to. Moving forward, though, yes, there are other things on both brands that are good and interesting, but at least for me, those are the number ones because I'm really into Baron Corbin. And I'm really interested to see, and hopefully WWE keeping Becky Lynch heel and how that moves forward with that with Charlotte. So those two being the biggest things, but at least for me, that's all to be bringing up and speaking upon here for this episode, unless Clarkman has anything else. I was just perusing Twitter, seeing if there was if there was any news or any things going on in the wrestling world. But if not, you're welcome to let people know where you can find
Yeah,
you.
yeah, sure. Like while you're cruising through Twitter, yeah, the shows I enjoyed the most this week there, SmackDown. I'll give SmackDown a 9 out of 10 this week because the King Booker segment in the beginning was hilarious. The New Day, he said 5 times, 4 times. I don't know why you can't count with your fingers when you're saying 5 times. That was really stupid. The intrigue there was good there with Big E and King Booker. So it was very intriguing segment there. Welcome to the 5 Time Club. That was pretty cool. More intrigue with Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy. That feud continues there.
What
Um,
the?
but yeah, huh?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, just like Raw had more unimportant things on the show, like Titus Worldwide again, and Drew and Dolph didn't really do a lot for the show except for that last thing at the end. And so like I would give Raw like a 6 out of 10 because it barely even tried. It was like Roman's show as usual, but like it turned Braun heel for like no reason at all. Oh yeah, while you're over there on Twitter, I'm going to send you a video link of Lana Austin that we can see her in hashtag all her glory, if you know what I mean.
Actually,
So,
yeah. And I would send you that Alexa Bliss photo. Well, I think no, that was after her enhancement. Never mind. I was going to say before and how great she did look. Two things that I see here from the Twitter here on WWE's Twitter at WE, of course. I'm congratulating Eve Torres, Grace, on the birth of her second child, Renson. So congratulations, Eve, your husband there. So that's kind of news there. Non-wrestling news. I did see that the hacker there that got that frapping thing or whatever that was called,
yeah.
nude videos and leaks and all that other stuff. Trevor Lawrence and all that other great stuff. I mean, whatever. Not hating it, but he was actually sent to prison, so he was sentenced today and such like that. So that's, I guess, something. I know it's not wrestling, but something to bring up. I mean, we did start the show talking about Power Rangers and movies, so
I am sad. I am sad about that, but I don't think Becky Lynch or Bailey was going to be getting nude anytime soon anyway. So we'll have to enjoy Charlotte for a while. I think we all can picture what Sasha Banks looks like naked anyway, so not a big surprise.
yeah, for my gals, like I said, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte, Carmella. I mean, when she was tapping out to Charlotte there, the figure eight, you can kind of see. I mean, it didn't actually happen. There was no nip slip, but you can kind of see.
Yeah.
And kind of picture in your mind what she would look topless because you could obviously see most of it there. And then Summer Rae with the outfits she used to wear in general.
Yeah.
Kind of you led your eyes there. So so for those two, and Charlotte, I think she looked great in those photos. So I'm good with my four.
Mm.
There. I mean, it's all good.
So yeah. So like
Colin
yeah.
Kaepernick, yeah. Do you hear about Colin Kaepernick?
Well, which one?
Football player Colin Kaepernick.
No, what happened?
His case against the NFL has enough evidence to go to trial. An arbitrator denied the NFL's request to dismiss the case, which accuses team owners and the NFL of colluding to keep the former 49er quarterback unsigned and in the NFL.
What's he suing for?
So he has a collusion thing he has against the NFL and owners for colluding, to not have him in the NFL, and that's what he believes.
Yeah. What's the reasoning behind it?
What's his reasoning or their reasoning?
Yeah, their reasoning. Like why is he quote unquote blackballed?
The NFL or their owners are saying that the reason that he's not in the NFL is because he just is not that good of a player. He doesn't
And he
belong on their teams. Though there was that one owner that did say they didn't want the media circus there, but then again, there were teams that signed Tim Tebow, so and they invited it in and invited the circus. So don't say if you don't think his skills are up to par. Fine, say that. Then if you think his skills are up to par, it's all about the individual, right? If your skills are good enough, and whatever extra crap that may follow you, again with Colin Kaepernick with this case, or with Tim Tebow and just him in general, bringing that, then you're going to bring that person in if you feel that they're going to be best for your team. You don't care about that stuff. You'll handle it, being a company in its own right. So, with the NFL. So I think, I don't know. I just want that to end. That's something I want to end. I know people talk about feuds they want to end and off their TV screens in WWE. I want this whole Colin Kaepernick story to end. You can move the frick on. So that'd be nice. Because I'm ready for NFL season. I'm ready to watch some NFL games. I'm ready to care too much about my fantasy football teams and stuff like that. So I'm ready for all that jazz starting next week. But I'm not ready to keep bringing up Colin Kaepernick, which I probably will on my NFL show. It does come back next Wednesday for predictions for week 1. But beyond that, yeah, no. I have enough to worry about with my Green Bay Packers. So, in respect to some of the moves that they made in the last couple of days, along with whatever they're going to do with getting to the 53-man roster. Let me check here. Oh, did you send me that video?
Of no. There's a memory issue with my computer, so I can't send it right now.
Oh, okay. I did not hear that part.
No. After we're done recording, because I got like I'm watching like a Silver Surfer, the animated series from back in the '90s.
Ooh.
Silver Surfer.
Cool.
Yeah, like I didn't know that thing existed. My friend was talking about that. He's like, I didn't know Silver Surfer had this series. So I'm watching. I'm in the middle of that one. It's pretty good. So that's eating up bandwidth. I got like another tab open about rechargeable batteries, personal stuff over here, and Google Hangout, and a movie player for Angie Tribeca. It's a Naked Gun type of comedy spoof detective series, and the tab I use for wrestling open. So I got some memory intensive stuff over here, so I can't really open something up.
That's right. I mean, if you saw what I have like 8 tabs online. Plus, I have audiobook that's on pause that I'm listening to.
Cool.
Murder on Mystery Island. Anthony E. Zeiker, the Whodunit series that used to be a TV show. Whodunit. I really did enjoy it, and they're actually having a Twitter version. And my personal Twitter handle for those that want to follow me at Army_strong_06 have applied and were retweeted by the people over there that's running this Twitter game of Whodunit. I'm in the running. I'm in the semifinals now, trying to be casted for the show. Again, Twitter version. It doesn't have any actual link to the TV show or producers or stuff like that. It's just seems like for fans, but it's awesome and would love to be part of that. So if you want to show support, you're welcome to tweet at them at 2018 Whodunit, and then tag me at Army_strong_06. That certainly might help. Whatever, but when they asked, why do you think you deserve it over others? I literally wrote an essay almost on that part. But hey, it said in there, this is going to be the make or break, so leave it all on the line. Well, for me, that ramble is that all the mind is keep going. It kept going. So I thought of really anything little or big reason why I should be part of it, why I'm a big fan or like a super fan of the show, which I am. I'm, like I said, I'm now still listening again to one of the books and watching again. Another tab I have is watching the show on the ABC app, on the ABC Watch app. So, yeah, so I guess bringing that up. But I was just bringing that up because we were talking about tabs here.
On the way to send it to you. It should be in your DMs.
You slid in my DMs. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, as the cool kids say. I guess. I don't know. All right, let's load this puppy up. But as I watch that, you can let people know. I mean, it's pretty much done here rambling. Welcome to let people know where you can find you on the social media.
Yeah, sure. Clack Off on Twitter, Clackman on YouTube. I have another channel called Outside the Bubble where I show the wrestling highlight clips outside the proverbial bubble of the WWE. So check that out there. I'll be doing highlights of Ring of Honor, Lucha Underground, Impact Wrestling as the weeks go on. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys next week.
I was just watching this. What you sent me, obviously, and that's awesome. Some of those moves, like the one of them with the spin into like a stunner, almost like an eclipse. Only it's not from the top rope, so I guess it's not as cool. But it was a couple of his side press, and then she just flips and boom, nails. That was pretty cool. I mean, I know that's not the one that was targeted for me, but still, that just seeing that move, they're in that video, and then the movie you were talking about, that one looked pretty like
Yeah, she knows how to back it up very well. I'll put it that way. She uses her assets, if you will, and she does it very well. And she's fighting against Su Yung, the crazy chick. Look,
yeah.
I want to see that dynamic. That dynamic should be really good because Lana Austin doesn't give a shit about anything, and neither does Su Yung. So let's see them get it on. I want to see that. That's the first time match ever, so that should be good as well.
That's going to be a battle that's going to be just as good as the battle and match that's going to be Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch, where they're both going to be fisticuffs kicking each other's butt.
Though,
yeah, but still, either way, that's how I equate it. Like equating it from WWE's standpoint for I guess those out there that are just WWE fans, you want to equate it. I would equate it to that because that
I would absolutely die if Lana Austin did that back it up move on Su Yung, like pulls up that thong and wants to back it up in Su Young's face. I can only imagine what she would do. Either she would bite her ass or be horrified. Su Yung would, and I just want to see if that happens. That should be very good. I want to see it just for that one. The viewership for Impact's special events are going higher and higher, and this one should be good too. They advertised it like 5 times on Refined tonight that I already saw like early in the day, but they advertised the hell out of that damn thing. There's no way you can't know that thing is next weekend, so that should be good. Yeah, that should be pretty.
And the only way that you don't know about that is A, you hate Impact and anything they do, or B, you live on a rock and you just don't watch wrestling, period. So there you go.
Yeah. It'll spread. It'll do good numbers. Yeah, the matchup, the lineups is going to be really sick. Jimmy Havoc versus Sami Callihan. They're both like murderous freaking psychopaths, and they've never fought each other. So, and it's a death match. So there's like no rules. Let them go. I'm like, okay,
even better.
Twitch doesn't play. Twitch, they allow cursing, they allow blood, so there's no holding back. That should be a hell of a treat for people.
Right? Be ECW next level.
The last pay-per-view they did, Joey Ryan said to Eli Drake, touch my dick. And there was no problem with that. The commentators didn't say anything about that, but the chat went crazy for that. And the match ended when Eli Drake wanted to force Joey Ryan to touch his dick, and then Joey Ryan wanted him to touch his dick, and it's just so fucking weird, man. It's a different world over there. You wouldn't know about that. You wouldn't know about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm slowly getting into it. I mean, I know this week, and now that having you here for whatever time I do have you here, moving forward for the show, definitely going to be watching that more and more, and trying to find where to find the episodes, to find this, find that, and get caught up and get versed with storylines and have actual true strong opinions like I do with Becky Lynch thing in WWE. There with Impact Wrestling, some superstars, wrestlers, male or female, there. So I'm trying to get my Impact Wrestling intro to Impact class accomplished here. Trying to pass a class here of getting to know Impact again, to care again, to watch again.
Oh my God, yo! During the Redefined tapings, the crowd was chanting, "We want Jericho!" Clap, 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 clap. We want Jericho! Right behind Don Callis, the guy who can make it happen, and he had a smirk on his face when they did that. And then Joey Matthews, the other commentator, he was like, "You want to answer that?" He was like, "I can't." That was so good. They could have cut that out and then redid it again, but they left it in there. I'm like, oh my god, that was so cool. I'm like, yeah. There's a lot of other little things in there too, like smoke show, kissing other girls and everything, making guys jealous of them two kissing, and she's doing it on purpose, and like this breaking up tag teams. It's really weird over there, and everything makes sense.
Cool. Well, definitely. When you're talking, I'll definitely will be looking. Well, obviously, we'll be looking into it. But like I said, find my ways, find the places, and learn the superstars for myself to get versed with Impact Impact Wrestling. I mean, it's been so long, and it's also been, it's my brain of all this Impact negativity, wanting it to slowly go away, and this and that. Thought it was going to go out of business a couple of times. I thought, hey, it's trying to be on life support, but really the end is near. So, all this, now changing it the other way and giving it a chance and to watch it and eyes open, mind open, not going into it with any negativity at all. Actually more hype than negativity. Just hope that when I do hear, whether it's tonight or finding things or you sending me things or whatever things that my interest of this that's coming back doesn't get depleted or deflated.
The reason I don't watch World of WOS, whatever it's called, I think that new UK show. The reason I don't watch that one is because the wrestlers there don't do anything special above and beyond the normal things. It's normal holds, normal promos. I don't see anything special on that show at all. I gave it 2 weeks in a row. It didn't do anything special. Rado was a cool champion, a comedy champion or whatever, took the belt off them, and then there was generic matches that like didn't do anything of value, didn't do anything different. And then this week on Impact, I've watched Phoenix and Lucha Underground for the past 4 years. I saw him do moves on Impact that I'd never seen him do before because they have a specific way, a specific setup with their ramp. They have a ramp outside the ring. It's connected to the ring. It's like the same level as the ring. It's not on the floor. It's right on the same level. They do tricks off that ramp in the ring that you can't do anywhere else. And I'm just like, what the am I want? It's so good. And Phoenix controlling the ropes doesn't make sense. I've never seen anybody on 205 Live do the rope magistry that Phoenix does. And the ending to Cage versus Phoenix that night there, they will never, and I mean never, do that in WWE. They will never allow that move to happen in WWE. That was insane. You think Batista does a power bomb? Insane? Wait until you see that.
No, yeah, Batista bomb, yeah.
No, that was not a Batista bomb. That was not a super bomb. That's not an ultra bomb. That's a freaking planetary destroyer. That was ridiculous. I would not expect that thing, and it looked too dangerous. But they pulled it off correctly, and it was like, holy crap! And oh my god, Cage. I'm gonna put this in my fucking channel. I'm putting it on there. I literally said I did a reaction video to the Redefined show. Cage, you've seen a suicide dive, right? You've seen a million times right in WWE. Suicide dive, right? Have you ever seen anybody catch anybody in midair so they don't get pushed away doing a suicide dive?
No.
Brian Cage caught Phoenix in midair doing suicide dive into a suplex onto the floor.
Really? Oh crap!
Literally caught him in midair. Didn't let him touch the ground.
Wow. Want to talk about?
He just caught his ass and suplexed him. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, damn, put that in the fucking intro. That was sick. It was super fast too. It wasn't slow. It was like caught him because like Cage is a big freaking man. Like you saw him. He's a big man. Phoenix is not a small man either. He's like 6 foot, like 200 pounds, and like he did that thing, caught him in midair, and just like almost went to the damn audience, but twisted it onto the damn floor. I'm like, put that in the intro. That was sick.
It sounds sick, dang.
Dan, you will never see Roman Reigns do that. You can see Braun Strowman do that, but you do not see Reigns do that. Braun Strowman can catch Kalisto or whatever, doing suicide dive, and do it to the floor. But that's about it.
Right.
But remember, Cage did that shit first. I think only he can do that. Maybe Moose can, but yeah, that was ridiculous. That's using your strength against you. Like I never would have thought seeing that move in a million years. And the power bomb from the top rope, literally, both their feet were on the top rope. 4 feet on one turnbuckle corner. Think of that. And doing a power bomb over that one. Can you even fathom that? Can you even fathom that going correctly?
No, I can't.
Can you even fathom that?
Man,
No.
some stuff going on there. Jeez.
Sheesh. You have no idea, man. You
Well,
think like
hopefully these next days I will have an idea and then watch from there, new episodes, I'm sure, every week. But
and the girls, they did something that they never do in WWE. It was a combination Indian deathlock. Look up what that is, and into a butterfly stretch. I've never seen that before in my life. It was a combination. It was a 3-way match. It was an Indian deathlock and a butterfly stretch combination. Only girls can do that because they're so flexible. I was like, wow, women wrestling right there. That was a good match right there with Tessa Blanchard, who WWE passed on, by the way, Allie and Su Yung, who's gross for the WWE. Can't put her in there.
They did pass on Tessa. I was wondering if they were going to sign her. They were.
Yeah, they passed on her for some reason. They like legacy wrestlers, but they passed on her. And she delivers good promos, and she's really strong and confident in the ring. And WWE said, like, pass. Come on, man. But they got Candice LeRae. That's a good one right there. She's a good one. Candice LeRae's a good one, and she still puts on really good matches in WWE. Dakota Kai does as well. Toni Storm is a good one as well, but she's blonde. She gets an automatic. She gets privileged because she has blonde hair. So that's one thing.
There we go. Another blonde. Good old Toni Storm. Another one to put in my collection, I guess.
I think Lacey Evans. I think she has blonde hair too now. The one with the woman's rights.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she does have blonde hair, yeah. But she doesn't win a lot. But it doesn't matter because according to WWE, NXT doesn't count. So when she gets to the main roster, she'll be like knocking people out with the right hand or whatever. And,
The knockout punch.
Oh, okay. Hold up. I got a good question for you. Do you think Evolution would have happened this year if Ronda Rousey wasn't signed? Be honest with your viewers, man. Be honest with them.
Happened. I know. Don't worry, I will. I'm honest. Whatever, whether people highly agree or think it's the craziest, stupidest thing I ever said. Do I think Evolution would be happening if Ronda Rousey did not sign? I mean, if WWE wanted to be petty, they would. But honestly, I don't think it would. I think they would wait to be able to have Ronda Rousey, and they made sure that this was going to be the time to be able to do so. After signing Ronda Rousey, then they could actually talk more about having Evolution. They didn't sign Ronda Rousey when they did. This Evolution pay-per-view event wouldn't even be blueprinted. Wouldn't even be at that stage yet. Maybe barely talked about. I mean, the Evolution is happening. So they would have been waiting to when they would be able to actually sign her and have her be the center attraction for Evolution. Not to say they still couldn't have a show without Ronda Rousey, but having her being their crown jewel for the show, whether she became champion or not, which she is now champion of Raw brand, I do think that they would not have Evolution this year if they did not sign Ronda Rousey when they did. Whenever they signed Ronda Rousey, then the next available time or whatever they were going to plan to have it, at the time then they would have it then. So, no, they wouldn't have had it if they did not sign Ronda Rousey when they did.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Ronda Rousey being signed and Ronda Rousey now being the women's champion, heading into it. As much as I said, Bliss to keep the championship, I know I did say that, and did still want that. But with Rousey, and the way that it is, the way that the facts are, and she is the Raw Women's Champion, and her being that centerpiece of the Evolution show, because her against Nikki Bella probably is to main event, or her against anybody, whether it's maybe it might be even Stephanie McMahon. That seemed like that was teased with that last interaction between Stephanie McMahon and Ronda Rousey. So either way, whoever it be that faces Ronda Rousey to be the main event. And if that match is going to be the main event and you have Ronda Rousey being in that main event as one of the superstars of the future, then it seems to me that WWE was waiting to be able to sign her to have her as as the main event. Not saying that they don't have great superstar women now that are in the future, like a Charlotte Flair. Like you could still have maybe Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch being main event if they still went with this plan that they have with that feud and how everything they have in SummerSlam and moving forward. But for main event and just for the marquee thing side of it, having Ronda Rousey against anybody, whether Nikki Bella or whoever, is beneficial in the bottom dollar for the WWE company and for Evolution events. So, yeah.
Yeah, her name draws. So I don't think they would have had the event without her.
Yeah.
More than the Bellas now. Her name draws.
Exactly. And that's, money, as they say, money makes the world go round. So, getting those draws, getting the buys, I guess, for subscriptions for the network and for for the shows, for the network, for the pay-per-views to watch 999, this and that. Having Ronda Rousey and Murky, having her as the main event, um, was the last straw in the positive way to get this Evolution pay-per-view to happen. Because if they didn't get her signed when they did, this thing would still be in its infancy stages. I do think it still would have happened at some point, like if they never did sign her, if she wasn't interested or didn't like their pitch to her or this and that or whatever. So I think she still would have joined whenever. Point being is, whenever she was joined, they're going to have a Women's Evolution. She's getting the main event as it is now. She's Raw Women's Champion, probably facing Nikki Bella. It's going to be great. Looking forward to it. Awesome. So,
I really think in the future, I think next year Jericho will be in Impact Wrestling, and that'll bring a lot more eyeballs to the company because of his name value, and it's a good way to shop around the network. It's a good way to shop around the company to the people saying Jericho's our champion or Jericho's with our company by putting him as the marquee of that show. And he fits in well with his crazy demented attitude. He fits in well over there. So he can do a lot of good stuff over there. They're not stupid with their talent. I see what they're doing with the talent. There's nobody wasted there. There's no one like saying, there's no one's like, why are they there? Everyone's there for a reason. Petey Williams, Rich Swann, Matt Sydal, they're all their storyline reason for a reason. And Jericho wouldn't be, miscast because everyone's used well. So I think Jericho will be an Impact next year for sure. If not sooner than that, because they are promoting the hell out of his cruise, and they got to be getting something for that.
Yeah, I've been hearing about the Jericho cruise, and stuff like that. Okay, well, this sounds interesting. I mean, it has Jericho part of it, one of my favorites. And I do say the greatest WWE debut, Chris Jericho. So, I found it intriguing in that sense of what this Jericho cruise is all about. And it's going to be awesome in its own right. But with Jericho and Impact, because I did see that tweet, and I'm sure you did too, talking about 2019 being a free agent, and he hashtagged all the companies.
Yeah.
Where will he go? Where will he be? From New Japan, WWE.
Free agent? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So where will he land? So obviously Impact is on the radar.
I think Neville and Jericho fit in well with Impact. Their brooding, don't give a shit attitude is perfect for Impact because it's a lot of angry, demented, psycho people over there, and they fit in just fine over there. Same thing with Lucha Underground, but Lucha Underground and Jericho, I think he's too big of a star for that one. I think Impact's perfect for him. You mean the star, better than the place there, fits in well over there. Lucha Underground has some crazy mystique going on over there, like a really sci-fi level. I don't think that's Jericho. Impact's the right place for him. It's not Ring of Honor. It's that place. Same thing with Neville. Neville would fit in well with either Lucha Underground or Impact, and Ring of Honor is the last choice I would put him in. Ring of Honor last choice, and New Japan probably higher than that one.
I think New Japan not happening because you already worked with them. Like the Unicorn Champion and WWE. That's always going to be will he come back be the Jericho we know and love in that sense. In 2019 and coming back. I don't know. Like I said, for you, what you're saying with Impact and how the company has changed and kind of the things you're telling me about it with some storylines and some matches. Again, I'll get myself well versed here in the next week here.
It's better
but just seeming like from what you've been telling me, and how Jericho is now, the character that he is now as he was in New Japan, his match there, that I do agree that Impact probably would be the number one. But to me, it probably would go Impact number one, WWE number two, um, New Japan number three, Ring of Honor four, and Lucha
Okay,
five.
well,
So those
okay,
would be, at least for me personally,
okay.
my order of operation.
Let's look at if Jericho were to come back to the WWE. Now, Raw is light on spectacle. They're light on talent. They have the Shield running the show on Raw. The Shield's running the show on Raw, and Braun's there as well. Owens maybe having a side thing. Oh, are you leaving? All right.
No, I'm still here. No.
So yeah, Jericho being there, doing the list thing, doing the like you are it thing. I don't really think it fits in well now to the way he is. Uh, he probably wants to reinvent himself again. And Jimmy Jacobs, the guy responsible for the list and the it thing, they're gone, just like you are from my screen. So yeah, so there's no real incentive for him to be back. Jimmy Jacobs is in Impact Wrestling, by the way. The brilliant guy behind all the Jericho's changes.
Oh, really?
That's why the storylines are good over there now, because he's there. Ever since he got there, the stuff has been getting more and more intriguing. Like what, 5 months ago or so, the storylines have been getting better and better and better, and everything makes sense. And Jericho and his friend are there, and Jimmy Jacobs is there, who helped him out immensely with his character. So why wouldn't Jericho go there? Just at least test it out for a little bit there. Why wouldn't he go there? It's not on American soil. It's in Canada, his home country. Why wouldn't he be there? Why wouldn't he give it a shot once? Like I wouldn't mind if Kenny Omega gave the WWE shot once. Just try it out. See how bad they screw you over there, or they have nothing for you. They go back to where you belong. Like in the king of the New Japan, the Ring of Honor world. Just go back over there. Once they screw you over in WWE.
Well, that's kind of the same thing I say with the Young Bucks. Give WWE a chance.
Look at what they're doing with the tag teams in WWE Young Bucks before you sign the dotted line. Look at what they're doing with the tag teams over there.
I don't know. One signing can make a change. As in, if you sign the Young Bucks, and I'm not saying like sign the Young Bucks probably send the world, but if you sign the Young Bucks and you're having them in WWE and you already straight shoot them to the main roster, whether you have them Raw or SmackDown, either way, I think you'd be able to maybe then improve that brand's tag team division, not just because you have the Young Bucks there, but with the Young Bucks there, then making those other tag teams individually, I'm sure, to want to say, hey, Young Bucks are here, cool, they're popular, but we're still, pretty good ourselves, sort of thing, like whoever, whether the Bar, New Day, or on Raw, tag teams over there, B Team, I guess you can say, they're actually a tag team still. But anyways, for them to then raise their game, and then WWE to raise their game in booking the tag team division. So I think in a domino effect, one signing, one superstar or a tag team can change a division for a better overall. Change people's perception of the tag team division, because now you have a tag team like the Young Bucks, part of WWE and part of the main roster. Again, me glass half full kind of thinking, that you have the Young Bucks there in the tag team division on the main roster, Raw, SmackDown Live, that it's going to make things better because they expect, for themselves and the popularity and the fan base and this and that, things to be wherever they are. So if they are in WWE and with the writing staff, and bookers and whatever for Raw, SmackDown, that then the division itself can grow and get better. And then you have the Young Bucks, and you have tag teams coming from NXT, that maybe with the Young Bucks being signed and the Young Bucks on the main roster, those NXT tag teams won't get screwed over, I guess, lack of a better term. I couldn't think of a better word to use, but anyway, screwed over like tag teams of the past, like, I don't know, the Ascension. That the NXT teams of the future that are in NXT currently that will go to the main roster and whatever, that if the Young Bucks are already there, if the Young Bucks are signed to WWE, if the Young Bucks are on the main roster, that with them going to whatever brand, them getting the call up, that the division will already at least slowly improve. Like, Rome wasn't built in a day, as the phrase goes, as the saying is, but it will vastly improve. Again, one signing, whether it's a single superstar or a tag team, that it could change the division. And I think if WWE signs the Young Bucks, and it's more so if the Young Bucks give WWE a chance and going there, that it could be good for the Young Bucks, good for WWE, of course, and good for the tag team division. Because in the end, it's still a business. It's still WWE, still World Wrestling Entertainment, and you want business to be good. And if you have the Young Bucks there and you have that following coming along with them, can only hopefully then thus improve in its own domino effect, at least in my thinking, domino effect logic, improve of how the tag team division to be booked and to be written for moving forward for those in NXT, that they're not worried or scared or wanting to stay in NXT longer or going to the main roster. They're actually chomping in the bit, wanting to get their candy asses to Raw or SmackDown live, whether on the same brand or not as the Young Bucks. In WWE on the main roster. But again, my glass half full kind of thinking from my just opinion. That's how I would see it. That's how I see it. If WWE is able to sign the Young Bucks, if the Young Bucks give WWE a chance, and a chance is all WWE needs with the Young Bucks in that sense to then maybe make the tag team division great again.
Hello?
You still there?
Yeah.
I didn't know if you heard me or if you were waiting to reply.
No. What was your question?
Oh no, it wasn't a question. No, it was a question. I was just, finishing my soliloquy there. I didn't know what your response to what I was saying with.
Oh yeah, the tag team divisions and the Young Bucks being there.
Right.
Yeah. They do their tag team caring in spells, like a 1 or 2 weeks they care, and then they just forget about them the next week. So as long as the Young Bucks know that going in there, they should be fine. I can see them being the Raw Tag Team Champions, holding the belts up there and doing nothing with them. I also see them being on main event, doing nothing, because I don't think they know what to do with tag teams at all in that company. I mean, look at Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze is on main event this week. They have no plans for this guy. I was looking at the main event today, and I thought to myself one thing when I saw Tyler Breeze. Two things. Number one, waste of talent. Number two, he could be doing so much better than what he is. I mean, he came out to the old music and everything. I look in my eyes, and it took me back to a time in NXT when he was really good, and the crowd was chanting his name and whatever. And now it's just like nobody cares because he's the exact same person, but they're doing nothing with him. He's just a body. Like I believe in my heart that he's one of those guys, like Apollo Crews or like Titus O'Neil. They signed a 10-year contract, and they're just doing whatever they can to get by. They have no plans.
That's kind of haven't done nothing that I want to. I want them to have something for him. Again, it doesn't mean that he has to win world championships or anything. But my dude Heath Slater, that's a guy that I want a little bit more for. I mean, Zack Ryder got a little bit more. He was U.S. champion. U.S. I see. He won a championship at a WrestleMania. I do remember. So
why not have Zack Ryder and Tyler Breeze together? Like, do something with them. Damn. Like, have Tyler Breeze be like a lackey. I was so hopeful that a couple of weeks ago when Tyler Breeze was in the locker room and Seth Rollins was looking for a tag team partner and Tyler Breeze was there. And it was you feel so sorry for him because he lost a tag team partner via injury. You feel so sorry for him. And then Seth was like, nah, I got a big dog now. That's the last time we saw him in the show. That's the last time we saw him in the show. Like just period. We haven't seen him since on Raw. That's sad. They did nothing with that. was a truth and sympathy card they could have used, but they ignored it to push who else? Yeah.
Oh, speaking of someone that maybe people want off their TV screens, and I don't know if you heard the update about with Jason Jordan's situation.
I
Um,
know what's up with them, but they will tell people. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's too bad if it is, the way some are reporting it and everything, and if it could be um, career ending, or if that's not true, he'll be back, fine, whatever. Either way, what exactly would they do with him if he was able to come back, and if they did already delay it, and if he if they did then delay it because he had a setback, and then those rumors are true that maybe his career could be over and he's already um kind of learning the ropes backstage, kind of like Matt Hardy's already doing, because of his situation as well. He was sharing on his Twitter and Instagram, I'm sure, as well as social media. So Matt Hardy, Jason Jordan, backstage people. Maybe those will be the ones that we see, in those brawl pull apart that we see, like we see Finley sometimes,
Yeah.
and occasion and
Uh,
others.
well,
Maybe
like,
Matt Hardy, Jason Jordan being trying to break things up in them in there wearing suits or stuff, and that would just look weird, at least to me. In that sense, more for Matt than Jason, of course. But still, I just think of that random stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really care the way of Jason to come back, but just hope again for his health, he's gonna be fine and be move forward, and either way, whether it's do a backstage role thing or he will be fine, we'll be able to be cleared and be back in the ring, Raw, SmackDown, and go from there. Um,
it's that's sad. That's sad, man. Jason Jordan was one of the upcoming stars that I like to see in the ring. He had a really good amateur style wrestling about him. He had good charisma in the ring. His mic skills wasn't like horrible either. He was getting better over time. He was getting more comfortable with that one, and I can see the growth happening with him because he just got a big chance on Raw, and he was there for like what 2 3 months tops,
mhm.
and he was gone via injury and looks like he'll never wrestle again. We just said because we don't have many people that can toss people around like he does. Like hardly anybody else does that. So like losing like a good power guy like that it's a big blow to the company and the fans because they can't see a real good amateur wrestler do his thing in the ring because they're not going to push Chad Gable for anything. They're not going to push him.
That's
And
what I was gonna say. That's the other side of things. Like it's going to affect him, and not saying he's going to be future endeavored, but just for right now, I don't think they're going to have anything for him, and he
that's
won't be
horrible,
just as much as they don't have.
that's a damn shame. That's no. I'm gonna fuck no. That's a fucking shame. No, fuck that damn PG shit there. That's a
Right.
damn fucking shame. Chad Gable oozed confidence the second I saw him. I know you saw it too.
Yeah, I saw it from both of them, and though I did see more with Jason Jordan and thought he's gonna be the breakout star in the tag team, whether they did split up and this and that, but both of them I saw something. But I do worry now with Jason being might be career ending, and for Chad Gable, as much as I did see that spark, I don't think WWE's gonna have anything for him, unfortunately, and maybe he whenever they have a cleaning, whether winter cleaning,
Oh,
spring
here we
cleaning,
go.
whatever, and they release superstars, his name could be at least talked about, if not on the chopping block, to be future endeavored and released from World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yeah, he's definitely a one that they're definitely misusing. I think like okay, like who are they misusing more? Like
And
uh
why did Shelton Benjamin come back?
he came
Like,
back, he came back randomly, no fanfare, just came back and then he was gone again. Like the ascension from this past week on Raw with Bobby Lashley, no
mhm.
fanfare, get beat and then leave. Just a random body on the show. I'm like, well, that's great.
Almost
So
almost they treat them almost as much as they do with local talent that they have, for the squash matches.
yeah, they were treated as local talents. Yeah, so Shelton, Chad Gable, The Ascension, Tyler Breeze, and No Way Jose and Mojo Rawley. They're doing nothing with them. I could say AOP too, but I have no idea what they're doing with AOP. I don't know why AOP
And
has never even sniffed the B train yet. That's really weird to me. and it's also insulting to me as well that they're not even teasing that. Like they're the best tech team in the division, the B team is, but they never even looked at AOP. That's really shady to me.
And also is shady is they ain't doing shit for Bobby Roode. I almost said Lashley, but Bobby Roode.
Both. Screw it. Both. They're doing nothing and anything.
Right.
But yeah, definitely Roode.
Well, I was thinking more for Roode than for Lashley, but
definitely more for Roode. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was a big fan of his. I was looking, thought he was going to be already a breakout star when he came to the main roster. How well he did in NXT, this and that, and no. So
he has a perfect WWE style to himself. There, he's a good heel, and he's like not really flashy in the ring. He's just really good with certain other moves and like really good like psychology in the ring. But WWE doing nothing with them shows how much they care, how they focus all on one particular group of people and then not others. Remember, there was a time on Raw when they only pushed like 4 people. They only pushed like Batista, Cena, Orton, and Triple H at that time, and everybody else got the shaft.
The odd thing about this, and when people talk about this, and I agree with you, I'm not saying I'm not. I'm just saying this is what I bring up and think about. And yes, it's from a reality TV show. It's from the Total Divas, but it actually was behind their interaction with that Mark Carano guy, and they're talking about stuff for the show and this and that. And he literally just said, "Hey, we can't focus on that. We're writing for X amount of stars and 120 talent and this and that," because they were complaining about something about their match or something about who's in the match or this and that. And the only reason I go back to that is
hold up. What, that was on Total Divas, like a random episode of Total Divas, or was that new? Because I watched the new stuff. Or was that one of the past seasons? Because he would say something like that. Huh?
It's one of the past seasons, yes.
Okay, like yeah, I think he would mention that in passing on the air. I think he would do that. It's quite obvious they only care about certain people. But yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah. I was just because I just bring it up because that's I take that from that with the grain of salt that he said that to them whatever they were talking about and bring it up to him where he said, "Hey, we don't have time to worry about that when we have all these superstars to write for and this and that." So I always wonder if, at least in WWE's eyes, that's the excuse of oh well, if we don't have, that's why things we don't have for you or this and that. Then no matter how much talented you think you are or your fans think you are. If we don't see something for you for the shows or for this and that, you're not going to. We have all these other talents to worry about and all these other major storylines that we have Vince McMahon and others on our ass to make sure those are even great, let alone having something for you. Tyler Breeze, something for you, Bobby Roode, Bobby Lashley, others. So as unfortunate as this for Chad Gable, it's just I don't know. It's just interesting. But yeah, I just bring that up because that's a phrase that I always sometimes go back to because him saying that kind of opened my eyes a little bit to how things are done backstage in that sense, or how things are done with booking of the talent. It's at least for me, that one little clip and that one phrase that was said kind of opened my eyes a little bit to that part of it and that part of the business. Again, I'm still glass half open kind of person, but that specifically was a game changer, at least in my perspective of things. In that way, at least. But
absolutely, yeah. Their company's only like it's around six, 7 people, man. Samoa Joe said recently on Sam Roberts' podcast that if you don't get pushed in the WWE, it's your own fault. He says that he makes his own life decisions when it comes to his roadmap in the company. And if you don't want to be pushed, then you are not trying. He says he puts in all the effort to make sure that they notice him and push him. And if you're not doing that one, you're going to be low on the card. No one's going to care about you. You're going to be on all the other lower shows, and you're not going to be in the main events. So that's what he said.
Sasha Banks has been talking about on Twitter and how she's trying to, our Twitter interviews or this and that about how she's trying to put everything to be noticed, or as she even tweets, be so good that they can't notice you, sort of thing, like those kind of tweets. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that too.
That's basically what. Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Unfortunately, they actually have. If you look on it online or otherwise, with the roster that they have, totally right. I mean, with the brand extension, they're on different brands, of course, but still, if you just put them all just in one big ball, one big bowl. I know, and look at them collectively as a WWE roster, including NXT as well, right? It's a separate brand, separate thing, but still, it's under the WWE umbrella, and in that aspect of things, they have this great roster, awesome roster, that you think to be able to not just focus on their higher echelon main eventing stars, but the whole in totality, to then have a whole in totality great pay-per-views and great shows each and every week. Now I know that everything's gonna be perfect every week because that's just a false narrative, but at least having something entertaining, having something interesting, and catch people's eyes and make them want to watch again. That's why I think the Attitude Era was great and the best era ever, not just because it was my generation, not just generational thinking, but to me, all the superstars from jobbers to mid-card to the upper echelon main eventers, all had a purpose, all had good storylines most of the time, and were that well-oiled machine there back when they were WWF, World Wrestling Federation, than to how things seem to be run now in WWE.
Vince McMahon said to Taz a very long time ago that the perfect length of a wrestling show is 90 minutes. It's great for storytelling purposes and great for cliffhangers, et cetera, et cetera. It's great overall. And that's what Impact Wrestling is. It's a 90-minute show with commercial breaks, half hour to switch on. It's basically a 90-minute show. And you get all the wrestlers in, and you get all the cliffhanger spots there, all the teases for next week. And there's one small example. Scarlett Bordeaux got Grado last week there when she was, wandering through the hall. She got Grado, took Grado, who has a girlfriend, into her domain per se, and was teaching all kind of nasty things back there. He was stripping on a pole back there. So that was a key thing from last week. But then this week, how they paid it off there, Grado invited his girlfriend and his best friend into the show. And now there's more tension between Grado, his girlfriend, and the guy because they went into the office now. So there's always a reason for something in there. It's not a random segment on Raw, like a random talk show thing that leads to nothing. These things make sense storyline wise. So
there's a rhyme and reason.
Yeah, there's no random gender segment about wanting to breathe. Yeah, there's no Riot Squad segment there where they push somebody over and laugh at them. There's nothing random. Everything's for a reason. Has Riot Squad ever paid off any of that random juvenile acts backstage? Has it led to anything?
Well, it looks like it's going to lead at least to a match at the Super Show, so at least that's something, right? They're going to have a match there with the Boston Hug Connection and Ronda Rousey in 6-woman battle at the Super Show in Melbourne. So there you go, I guess.
That had nothing to do with their Riot actions backstage.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, it's somebody trying to get their comeuppance, and I'm sure WWE tried to swing it that way, of that being their comeuppance for stuff being backstage, because now you have the baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey, current Raw Women's Champion, coming at them and stuff. So I'm just saying, that's probably how WWE.
No, how it's supposed to go is they're doing Riot things backstage, and they're pushing people backstage. Sasha and Bailey see this and don't like their actions and say to the Riot Squad, "You guys need to chill and be professional back here. This is WWE, not a playground." So that sets up a personal interest between the Huggers and Boston Hug Connection and the Riot Squad. They don't like how they act, but no, it's random. They keep fighting each other week after week there with no story reason why they're doing it. At least in Impact Wrestling, Tessa Blanchard hates Allie because Allie's always focused on the championship and it should be all about her. At least there's something there. But in WWE, there's nothing. They didn't even try to make its storyline make sense.
And as we say that, maybe next week they actually do. I don't know, but we'll see. we'll see what happens on Raw, at least specifically with that feud, I guess. Moving on along with other things. But yes, alas, the episode does have to end. Here, right at the top of the hour, here, 10 o'clock Central, here in Wisconsin. But welcome to follow me, as he already promoted himself, putting himself over. Let's put myself over. Follow me on Twitter at Army_Strong_06, as I was talking about with the whodunit game. That's going on there. Welcome to show support. There's my personal Twitter handle for the show here at the Ramble_WV. I did finally change that Twitter handle at the Ramble_WV. Welcome to follow me on Instagram and the Snapchat at StevieK_06 here on the YouTube channel. Of course, youtube.com/clean08. Subscribe, like the video, ring the bell so you know when I go live. Also, you're welcome to check out my second channel. I do talk about animated TV shows, or as people sometimes call them, kid shows, MLP, Starbursts, and other things as well. Steven's Universe. Might as well talk about a show that has my name in it. Steven Universe, and others that I will dive into as well over on that channel. Animated Awesomeness is the name there, and that one on Twitter is at cartoon_reviews. So yes, I'm all over social media. I'll have the footprint there, along with the 2 fan pages. Search Steve's Wrestling Ramble on Facebook to find the Steve's Wrestling Ramble fan page. Talking Packers with Steve fan page is also there. That show coming back later on. So tomorrow, though, I'll be doing a video here that isn't wrestling and not even sports. I'm doing a video talking about a gosh darn TV show, but a TV show that's near and dear to my family's heart, and a show that I love that will actually be ending in 2019, The Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory is going to be ending with its 12th and final season. I will be doing a video tomorrow predicting what I think is going to be going down in the 12th season. And I'll also be sharing something personal, something my late grandmother said before, months before she passed away in 2016, of what she would have wanted, or how she would have the final moment, the final scene, before fades of black or music plays for the finale, for the series finale. So I'll share that in that video tomorrow at some time. It'll be random, so definitely not only subscribe to the channel, but ring the bell so you know when that video goes live. If you are also a fan of The Big Bang Theory. So again, I thank everybody that watched live. I know my friend Jay was here, maybe not in the chat, but I know he was here watching. I thank Solo War 15 for leaving comments and interacting with us. That's the reason I do this thing. Enjoy interacting, talking wrestling or sports or anything that I do talk about on this very channel. So I bid you all adieu. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening. Have an awesome day tomorrow. Enjoy your Friday, and I will be back with that video. And I bid you all adieu. And above all else, as always, take care.